I've always felt that being born female was one of my greatest assets. In my family, I never heard anyone say, "You can't do that because you're a girl."
Even as a little girl, Jane Goodall had an extraordinary passion for animals. She once watched a chicken for hours, just waiting for it to lay an egg.
So when I was 11 years old and found the books about Tarzan and dreamed of going to live in Africa in the forest, live with animals, write books about them, of course everybody laughed. My mother would say, if you really want something and you work hard and you take advantage of opportunity and you never give up, you find a way.
Jane saved every penny from her waitressing job to get to Africa, and surprised even herself when she applied for and got a job as an assistant to the legendary anthropologist Louis Leakey.
He was a revolutionary in all ways. Yes, he believed women made better observers.
Before long, she became a world-renowned scientist in her own right, studying the behavior of chimpanzees. Her patience would pay off with the discovery of startling similarities between the chimps and humans.
The chimpanzee's brain is so like ours that the main difference really is it's just a bit smaller.
Unlike other anthropologists, she gave her chimps names and observed their human-like relationships. Her discoveries rocked the scientific world as she uncovered secrets of language, parenting, and emotions in the primate world. One of her most notable discoveries was how chimps make their own tools, like stripping leaves off sticks to catch termites.
The DNA differs between us by only just over 1%. So of course, it doesn't make sense to think that they wouldn't also have similarities in intellectual performance and emotional expression.
It was the perfect life, everything Jane had ever dreamed of.
I mean, how lucky can you get to live in a beautiful forest, on the shores of a glorious lake that you can even swim in, with the job of studying the creatures more like us than anything else, endlessly fascinating.
But Jane Goodall began to see her beloved chimps threatened by deforestation and pollution.
I suddenly realized that the time had come for me to leave this dream life.
She knew it wasn't just her chimps in danger, but the whole world. She took to the road, urging change. She created an international organization called Takari to help impoverished communities protect their resources.
Sometimes you have to leave what you love to try and save it. I kept meeting young people who seemed to have lost hope because they felt we'd compromised their future and there was nothing they could do about it. And we have compromised their future.
Today, Dr. Jane's Roots and Shoots organization has brought together tens of thousands of children and teens around the globe to protect the environment and their future.
We've been stealing and stealing from our children.
She draws crowds at venues around the globe, traveling constantly with her urgent plea for change and personal responsibility. Jane was named the UN's Ambassador for Peace, and today is at the very forefront of the environmental movement.
You know, when I think of how we've harmed this planet since I was the age of my grandchildren, I feel this desperation. Roots and Shoots represents hope. Hundreds and thousands of young people, little acorns around the world, can break through and make this a better place for all living things.